Hi, welcome to Wet Sioux Outdoors. Once again, it's the middle of January, and I'm out here at the farm getting ready to do a little bit of TSI, dropping some undesirable trees in an area we're going to put a fire in here in about a month or so. We got a prescribed burn going in on about 17 acres right here. As you can see here, back behind me, a lot of small stems, a lot of undesirable trees, a lot of young hickory, some bay trees, some small cherry in here that's never going to mount to anything, and then just some really poorly shaped oaks that just need to come out to help release the canopy to the other trees, the bigger ones. They're going to provide more mass crop. And what we're doing at the same time, then we're eliminating a lot of that over canopy, getting some sunlight to the ground so when that fire comes through and cleans up all the leaf litter, we ought to get some good grass and herbaceous growth and stuff come back in here a lot more tolerable to, or a lot more favorable for the deer and the browse. So this is kind of what it looks like now. I'm gonna work on this for about an hour and a half or so today, maybe 2 hours. And I'll kind of show you what it looks like afterwards. And you'll see what just a little bit of saw work in a couple hours can do. All right, well, it's 1:20. Been at it for just over an hour and basically through two tanks of saw fuel. And you remember what it looked like before, and that's what it looks like now. All right, kind of a mess, I'll agree. A lot of tops in there and dead stuff now, but there's a lot of small stems that we pulled down up to about 6 inches or so and cut them out of the way. And all that stuff's just going to let more light to the ground when the fire comes through. Now there is the overstory canopy, but you got to remember that every tree that's got leaves on it is blocking sunlight, even in the mid-level canopy. So big difference from what it was when we first looked in here. You can see, if you get in there and really look, you'll see a lot less vertical stems, but it just looks a lot more cluttered in there now because all those tops are on the ground. So we'll see that most of this stuff I just dropped. The vast majority of this I just dropped. A lot of it's little bay trees up to about 5-6 inches. A lot of young hickory in here. Hickory has little to no wildlife value, even in its early stages of growth. The leaves aren't palatable and the deer don't like them. Turkeys don't eat the nuts. Squirrels use the nuts, but that's about it off the big trees. So as we come through here, you'll just see that there's a whole host of trees up to 6, maybe a couple 8 inches at breast height, but the vast majority of them are small stuff that's still robbing light. Some nice straight stemmed young oaks in here, like this one right here. Kind of got the other stuff cut away from it. You can see the canopy on one side was doing pretty good. The right side is not, but with a little more light to the ground. And these other trees that were crowding it, it should come along okay and do good. It's a nice straight stem. It would be a nice piece of timber in 30 or 40 years. Another little red oak that we left has a nice canopy to it. Nice straight stem, white oak, and the list goes on. But you can see it's kind of just a mess down here. When the fire comes through, a lot of this will clean up. On this particular section, I only did hinge cut, or attempted to hinge cut, really one little maple right here. And the reason being is that maple is very palatable to deer. They love the leaves, especially when the shoots come out of the roots or out of the stump like this. And whatever new leaves and buds do come up in here in the top, those deer will get in here and eat it. They really like it. And it'll make a little brush pile also for turkeys to nest in or whatever. One thing I like to do when I'm doing TSI is anytime I have a roll into terrain like right here going down to this creek, is I like to try to stay about 10 yards off it and not mess with any of the timber within 8 or 10 yards or so. And that's what we've done here. Left all this stuff, even some of the smaller stuff, and cut everything right through here. Now one thing, these deer like to walk down this edge of this creek and right through here. So I'm going to finish making a little corridor here for them, and hopefully it'll help channelize them through all that thick cover and stay right here on the edge too. All right, well, Wet'Sue Outdoors, a little bit of timber stand improvement here in January. And this little section is maybe a half, 3/4 an acre. It took just over an hour out here by myself. And you got to go slower because you're by yourself. You want to be safe. You don't want to get hurt. So you got to be careful. Take another break every once in a while, get water. So be careful, be safe, and get out there and get some of those undesirable trees out of there. Get some sunlight to the ground. And we'll see how this looks after the burn. So after the burn, I'll get a good video of it, and then late summer also when it greens up. All right, y'all take care.